Nothing beats a long backpacking trip, especially during the pandemic, which forced us all to stay inside. The idea of spending a few days in the wilderness is very exciting. At least it is for me. However, before anyone jumps right on out into the woods, it's important to know what you need and how you're going to carry it. Now, as someone who has been on numerous backpacking trips, including one that was over 140 miles long and took over a week, I know a thing or two about backpacking equipment. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to pack a backpacking pack. First, I'm going to go over what equipment you need, the different areas within a backpack, and then how to actually make all the gear fit efficiently within the backpack. So first, I'm going to talk about what goes inside. So since everyone's gear varies slightly, I'm going to be using REI's backpacking gear checklist that's published on their website. This list includes the backpack itself, a tent, a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, a stove with fuel, eating utensils, food, water bottles or reservoirs, water purification, some extra clothes, a first aid kit, and a few other items that can be really vary between people. And just as a quick disclaimer, there are some things that I haven't listed that would be obvious to include, such as navigation, a headlamp, a knife, sunscreen, and bug spray. But those items are small and really won't affect how much the larger items will fit into the pack, as that's what this video is mostly about. So now I'm going to talk about the different zones of a backpack. So REI once again comes in handy with their explanation of the different parts of a backpack and what they should hold. Like last time, this article was written by their experts and can be found on their website. While I'll explain each section of a backpack, I will highlight the area on screen with a red circle. So the bottom zone of a backpack is good for storing bulky gear that you won't need to access until you reach your camp for the night, such as a sleeping bag or a sleeping pad. The middle or core zone is good for denser, heavier items like a tent or cooking supplies. According to Lauren Seal from backpacker.com in May 2018, having these dense items in the middle part and close to your back helps stabilize the pack and makes the center of gravity optimal for hiking. The top zone of the backpack is good for things that you might need while hiking, such as rain gear, if the weather quickly turns. The last two parts, the accessory pockets and the tool loops, are good for small items that you might need quick access to on the trail. And now I'm going to talk about how to actually fit all this inside the backpack. So the first thing that you want to add to a backpack, if you have one, is a water bladder or hydration reservoir. It's impossible to put one into the backpack after everything else is added, so make sure that you add it first to avoid difficulties later. Usually there's a pocket or a Velcro strap in the back front of the backpack, and you can attach it to there in order to put it in the backpack. Then we're going to fill the backpack from the bottom up, starting with the items that go in the bottom zone, like a sleeping bag. If you have an inflatable sleeping pad that can be packed down pretty compact, this can go down there too. Mine doesn't do that, so I won't be putting it inside the backpack, but actually on the outside, but I'll get to that later. Next are the items that go into the core zone. I'm going to start with my tent, which I'm going to stand up in the middle of the backpack. Then, I'm going to add my cooking gear and surround that and the tent with the food and the clothes to stabilize those dense items in the center of the pack, so that the center of gravity is stable. Finally, I'm going to add my rain gear and water purification on top, so I have easy access to them. Next, I'm going to put my water bottles on the outside pockets. My sleeping pad attaches to the outside of the backpack, as I said before, and shown here. It won't affect the center of gravity because it is extremely lightweight. And then just depending on the pack, there are many different pockets and loops to attach things to on the outside, so feel free to choose which pockets carry which gear. It's all up to personal preference. And as you can see here right now on the screen, this is what a finished backpack looks like. So in this video, I went over what kinds of equipment you will need for a backpacking trip, what the different zones within a backpack are, and what goes into them, and finally how to pack each item within the backpack itself. So hopefully with that, among some other crucial knowledge of the outdoors, you'll be able to have a safe and fun trip outside. Happy trails.